It happens to the best of us. The reality is, I think it's a pretty common thing for people to get busy and focus on just work and kids. But the problem is, every one of my clients who eventually end up getting divorced um, originally started with only focusing on working kids, leaving nothing left for them as a couple. And the longer you do that, the longer you and your relationship build resentment. It's interesting, like when people come to me, so the most typical time people come to see me as a sex therapist is for an infidelity. And so, yeah, you could say the infidelity is the reason that they broke up with each other or the thing that ruined the marriage. But I always ask, okay, well, what was going on before this infidelity? What was happening along the way? And I know I am seeing these videos or articles about them where they say, like from other therapists saying, the couple was happy, they were fine. And the reality is, a lot of times their sex life was suffering and they weren't talking about it. They weren't communicating about ways to impact their sex life better, make it a more fun or exciting experience. And so I honestly haven't seen a lot of infidelity cases personally where the couple didn't have something going on before the cheating occurred. And usually it's sexual. But if you're a therapist who doesn't ask clients about their sex life, then yeah, I guess everything else in their life could be fine. But then you haven't touched on their sex life. And so essentially, this whole our whole society makes it seem like that's normal, that everybody, it's just a phase. We just work on kids and we just focus on our work and this is what we do and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with focusing on work or kids, but if there literally is nothing left for you, you're setting yourself on a path for disaster. Because eventually it starts with that. And then it moves to, oh, well, we haven't been on a date in over a year. Oh, and then it moves to, we actually don't have sex very often. Actually, the most common way it happens is you'll have sex up until the first kid, pretty decent sex life, but usually it's been going slow before the first kid. Then the kid hits, and then sex goes dead for a while. And then, because you're trying for a second kid, you'll have sex again. You'll do it more to have the second kid, and then you get pregnant. And then after that second kid, it's like all of the sex tanks. And again, people, what they'll do is they'll say, this is just a phase. This is just the time of life we're in. But I'm telling you, the couples who find a way to stay connected to each other don't end up divorcing. And the couples who say that to themselves and don't make each other a priority are headed towards divorce. I know, I'm the one who watches people again and again head in that direction. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to have a better outcome. I want you to have a good sex life. I want you to have a good relationship where you're happy with your partner and you're excited to see them and you haven't built up so much resentment that you don't even care if they're there at the house. And so one event that I am running, Dinner with a Sex Therapist, it's February 15th. That's at the Schlafly Bottle Works in Maplewood, Missouri. It's really meant for these couples who still are in love with each other and actually still have pretty good sex here and there, but you just want to take your sex from good to great. You want to have stellar sex and you want to know what's out there to try and have some fun. In this event, it's not about it's not actually about therapy. It's about how do we make our relationship a priority? How do we put each other at the forefront of our lives so that our whole life doesn't pass by the time we notice we're ready to have a divorce. It's for along the way. I want to help couples get to that point where you're actually keeping up your sex life. You're maintaining your relationship and your intimate connection because most of you want that in your relationship and you don't want to just be in this phase. It's not a phase. It's if you don't make each other a priority, you will lose each other. That's just how it works. I'm sorry to be the one to burst your bubble, but it's not a phase. It's how it works. And the couples who don't keep each other a priority in some way do end up first getting resentful of each other and then sometimes cheating on each other or just divorcing. But either way, it's not a good outcome. So please, come get help. I want to help you with that. My event is about having fun, making sex a priority, and finding out what ways to experiment and try new things together. So I'm Angela Skurtu. If you care about the content that I am putting out, I would love it if you liked and subscribed because the more subscribers and likership I get, the more that people can find me and learn about me. Your interest in me allows others to find me. So please like and subscribe and submit comments below. Comments make it so that people find me as well. When there's a lot of activity in the bottom about what I'm doing, like in the comments, then also YouTube shows that I'm active and that there's interesting things being said. So if you care about the content I'm providing and the help I'm providing, please not only like and subscribe, but comment. Thank you so much for your support.